Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Paint Live. Hopefully, you guys can hear what's going on. I hope so. 1 second while I share the stream here in a couple of places. We're just going to see who's around. So hang on one sec, especially if you're watching this on record. Let me go ahead and share it. I guess I'm never on Facebook in this one, so let's see. Sure, why not? Let's see. Just do that. Okay, and let's go ahead and open up my comment section on the other side. And I'm going to move this over here. Mostly just talking to myself. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Welcome to the feed, sir. I'm going to put opening up comments. So we're going to work on this dragon tonight. What are you up to, man? And let's open this up. Can you, am I coming in okay? Can you guys hear me? Hopshaw. Hopshaw. She's resting. Yeah, I got a long day ahead of us tomorrow, so. Okay. And let's see what our stream status is. Good. Okay. Let's hope this doesn't get too choppy here. Hey, what's up, Congo? Welcome to the feed. So I'm painting this Chaos Dragon, okay? And you can see I just got a couple of colors on it. We're gonna work on some more. We're gonna block in more of these colors as we go along. The studio colors, or at least the artwork colors, suck. Let me show you what it looks like. It's like this purple and green, and the purple that they use is shitty and ugly. It looks desaturated. I don't know. I always bitch about Arcadia Quest. It just, I don't know, frustrates me. It's not as cool. It's not as cool as I think it could be, but we're gonna fix that hopefully. I'm gonna switch over to my detail airbrush. We're gonna clean that out real quick, and then yeah, this is what we're working on tonight. It's kind of nice little end to the section of the Arcadia Quest project. You know, this is a long-term commission that I've been chipping away at. Just finished 29 other Arcadia Quest miniatures, and so this is a huge, yeah, this is just like a huge commission that I've asked the client to kind of break piecemeal into for me. Yeah, this is a very big piece, a very big model. So, ugh. Hold on. Let me get some real. See if I can clean this a little bit before we get started. You bought Wrath of King stuff? You know, it could very well be that CMON has abandoned support of that game, but it doesn't matter because there's enough of it out to where it's still a very good game and it should still be played. It's still one of the, my opinion, one of the most beautiful games that there is. Wrath of Kings is the best looking, it's the best looking battle game if you ask me. And the system is fantastic. I'm a big fan of the system there. All right. What'd you buy for Wrath Kings? I'm assuming you bought Goritzi stuff. Okay. But it's all good. Let's go ahead. I mean, the reason why I had money to buy Black Friday stuff is you're looking at it right here. Because I keep painting Arcadia Quest. So for as long as I paint Arcadia Quest, I can fund my hobby and stuff I like. All right. So now let's go ahead and let's start painting in. I want to paint in some purple here. And we're going to start to just build on the colors that are already here. So we're going to go in with this blue violet. Sad that the Mason set sold out so quick. Are you talking about that hammer box? A very popular. Yeah, that Black Friday sale was nuts, man. So much stuff sold out so quick. I was lucky to have caught it when I did. But I bought a team for Nelson. Uh-oh, should I be saying that on air? I don't know. I bought a bunch of teams. But we'll just put it that way. There was that season 4 intro deal, which was quite good. Now we're going to start to brighten up this model. Yeah, the Guild Ball community has collectively agreed that we want Nelson and Jason to join us. So that was a wise decision, I think. Blade Wolf came down today. That was cool. Ugh, a gross mold line there that I don't think I can get at with any reasonable. Whoa. Yeah. Blade Wolf showed up today and got in a game with Blade Wolf, which was cool. Played against his fish. I took my engineers. So I did manage to get in a couple of games today, which was super fun. Game with Blade Wolf and whoa. And a game with Aaron. You fleshed out your farmers and got an honor pin. Nice. Yeah, I love those little chibi pins. I've been slowly collecting the ones that I like. Engineer, yeah. You can be anything you want, doctor, engineer, or doctor. Andrew was here. He showed up for some Guild Ball too. That was cool. I didn't get to play Andrew, but he got to play his Falconers. Apparently, was having a rough day with the dice, though. Like his dice were just dead set against him. It's always rough. Man, that purple is just weird. I don't know how I feel about it. It's so bright. Just so bright. Yeah, I'm enjoying my engineers. They're not as fun as my alchemists. Cody was playing alchemist today, and I was super amped about that. I was like, yes, somebody else in this store plays alchemist. Yes. And he was even playing Midas. Super pumped about that. Oh, man. Oh, bit of a splotch there. I hate that. When you get a little bit of a spit there. That's okay. We'll make it all look better at the end. Whoop. You just want because we're gonna blend this together with a little bit of we're gonna use some shades and stuff to blend this together. So if I screw up in a couple of places, it's not that big a deal. Or at least I'm telling myself that for right now. Yeah. Guild Ball's still going as strong as ever with our crew. And we're doing a holiday, like a Secret Santa thing within our group, where you get somebody, you find out what teams they play, and you design a goalpost for them. So that's super fun. That ought to be really fun. I like doing goalposts. So. More of this Arcadia quest. What's up, Greenleaf? How you been, man? Long time no see, Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam, come and watch our YouTube channel. Whoa, man, spit bugs me. Let's blend that in. Look at that. Look at that. It's good to be streaming on YouTube again. But the last few nights on Twitch have been pretty dead. Haven't had many people tuning in on Twitch. So I mix it up. Come back here, stream a little on here. Be doctor or engineer, one of those things. Engineer or doctor. You got no notification? Yeah. I've been, I regularly stream on Twitch still. And then, once in a while I'll come back, do a little YouTube. YouTube has been better for streaming, for uploading like Guild Ball games and that kind of stuff. And that's always fun. Okay, now we have a purple, yellowish, greenish thing here. Okay. Did I make too much of this purple stuff? I may have. I may have. Okay. Let's shoot that out. Yeah, I do stream pretty late for you East Coast guys. And then we don't even know what time zone Greenleaf is. It's some weird Canadian time zone that they just make it up, I guess, up in Canada. You know, he's like in some sort of maple syrup time zone. You know. Okay. This some weird Canadian thing, you know. We don't have time zones up in Canada. They have late zones and early zones. And I'm sorry zones. So when they're really sorry, those Canadians. Alright, let's do some nails and some horns and stuff. Yeah, we gotta get the crew back together, play some stay up late, play some board games. Back with this crew again. I forgot to. I gotta paint the tongue before I do the teeth. Ah! Sorry for I keep knocking the camera because the miniature is too big. Let's do the teeth anyway. Should be working on GW and Guild Ball. You can be engineer or doctor in Guild Ball. Engineer or doctor. Oh. Got little horns. Nails. Been painting the Fallout game? Those minis look pretty cool. I thought one of my regular clients was gonna ask me to paint some Fallout, but it did not happen. Okay. Get all the little horns down. Oh, you post some of it on Insta? I think I seen some of it. think I saw it. No thorns. So I guess this whole thing is a horn? I guess so. With its giant mold line. Okay. It's pretty good. Okay. Not bad so far. All right. Getting good color blocking in. Okay. Let's go ahead and spray the tongue in red. But yeah, engineers, man. Been playing engineers for Guild Ball. Enjoying it. It's still not nearly as fun as my Alchemist. But then again, what is Alchemists are just super fun. Now, I feel like my engineers team is more competitive than my Alchemist team because they have a more reliable playstyle, I guess. But yeah, Alchemists are just too much fun, man. Can't pace up on the Alchemist. Get a little bit of red. I don't like this scarlet red. It's too bright. Should have a deeper red somewhere around here. What happened to my? Did I do that? I did that, didn't I? My chair did that. My chair did that. Where did Adam go? Did he take off once I started talking trash about Canadians? Did he report me for being Canuckophobic? Am I being Canuckophobic on the internet? Not too bad. Red in there. There we go. All right. Cool. Shoot the red in. Actually doing okay here in terms of getting this guy done, doing the color blocking and whatnot. Then I need to get some shadow in. So I'm gonna spray some purple ink to kind of give it some depth and shadow in spots. Yeah, it was kind of cool because so engineers was able to pull off did I kill one of? I don't think I killed any of Blade Wolf's players, did I? Against his fish. So I was running. I ran Pin Vice, mainspring, ratchet, salvo, Harriet the Hat, and Locust. And Blade Wolf was running Shark Salt, Angel, Osiren, Kraken, and Grayscales. So kind of a cool fish lineup. Hard 3-0 lineup versus my Engineers 3-0 lineup. I kick off to him, and then I go for the gutsy first turn salvo goal. You know, by basically going deep into his back line, stealing the ball, and then I missed the I missed the 3-die goal, of course, because I always do that shit. So I missed the 3-die goal, and he's trying to bring the ball back over to me. I screw up his goal, like he has it in Salt's hands, and I run up with pin vice, screw up his goal, win the next turn, run up with pin vice, shoot the goal in. Then he goes back with Shark and shoots he goes with Angel first. Shoots a snapback goal. Then I go with then I get the ball over to I want to say it was Salvo. Yeah. No, not Salvo. I get the ball over to, I guess it was Ratchet, and managed to shoot the ball upfield back to pin vice and shoot a snapshot goal. So I get a snapshot goal. So now it's 8-4. We're into the second turn. And then he then gets Shark downfield, does his legendary, freezes half my team, gets another goal. So now it's 8-all. And then finally I just threw the ball in, scooped it up with Salvo, and kicked the last goal. So super fast game. It was over in, I want to say 45 minutes, maybe, like not even an hour. That's those 3-0 games. You know, once you start scoring goals, then the other guys gotta score to keep up. And if you have the lead in goals, you're okay. Like you should be able to hang on and win that. So that was cool. Super fun game, super fast. Then I played. Then I took the exact same team into Aaron's Blackheart team. So he was running Blackheart Coin, Minx, Decimate, and Harry the Hat. So turn one, like third activation in the game, he goes in with Blackheart. You know, scoops the ball up, goes downfield, calls for it back, scores a goal on me. He's sitting in front of me. I spend the rest of the turn kind of wearing Blackheart and Mist down to almost nothing. Start the next turn with pin vice with the ball. Kill Mist, and then scoring a goal. He throws the ball back. Forgot exactly what else happened, but the rest of that turn, he spends the rest of the turn killing pin vice. And I ended up killing Blackheart in the middle of that turn. So turn 3 starts up. I'm up 8-6, and it looks like he has a 6-point activation lined up with Decimate. but I managed to get turn and just kind of bounce pin vice off of decimate and scoop her around, pull my legendary, and score the final goal. So again, you know, engineers are very reliable, especially once you get what pin vice is capable of doing. Very capable team. They're just not as fun as my alchemist. Like my alchemist, they're just capable of so much wonky shit. You know? Okay, this is starting to look better. Looks a little bit crusty though. You know what I mean? The sculpt quality could be a little bit better. All right. The good news is the purple's starting to come out a lot better. But I need to get some engineers games for the channel. So that's one of the things I'm going to try to do this week, if possible. Try to record an engineers game. All right. Not too bad so far. Just getting. Let's see if I can get. Oh, that's purple. Now I want to brighten up this yellow a little bit because now. Okay. Not too bad. So I'm going to go in with I need to come in with a pretty bright yellow here. So let me see what I can do. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend. I'm just upset at the prospect of having to get up and go to work tomorrow. Right? Anybody, I know that's really upsetting. The whole idea that tomorrow morning I'm going to get up bright and early and head on down to work. That sucks. It's not okay. Nobody should like that. Let's see if I have. Ooh, this is a good yellow. This light yellow looks pretty good. It might be too light. Let's see if I have. Ooh, that's way too light. This is too gold. Let's go with it. So we're gonna go with this this light yellow here. This is gonna go on the eyes and on some of the yellow we're going to use it as a super highlight over the wing detail. Uh-oh. I think I got a skin in there. Hate that when that happens. That's a very, very blonde yellow. Okay, so here we go. It's not bad, right? We're gonna spit. Ooh, there is most definitely a clog here. Yep. Not good. Ugh, I don't even want to. If Wrath of Kings does die, it'll be a fun con game. If it just gets limited support, it'll be a fun game. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't faze me that much if Wrath of Kings dies, because we have, between me, Andrew, and a few other guys, we have everything we need to play it. It's a little bit sad it goes away. Well, not the end of the world. It's not bad. So now we're going to use this to highlight the little chest plate. Yeah, you're not going to get many new players. Honestly, I think for Wrath of Kings, if the people that played that really like, say, Warhammer Fantasy and Kings of War and that kind of stuff played Wrath of Kings, I think you'd have a pretty you could potentially have a pretty good community around it. Well, so instead of purple and green, this is more of like a purple and yellow theme I'm going with. I think it looks better. Just me personally, I don't know. I do not like the green. Woo. What? So we're using this to kind of lighten up these patches here over the webbing, right? Slowly kind of build it up. Okay. This is just giving the whole thing a little more little more character, right? A little more interest along those areas. And then underneath. Right. Not too bad. Fade that out a little bit more. Okay, cool. So now, looking pretty good. So now we're gonna shade again. This time we're gonna shade with a brown color. Man, thought we'd get Blade Wolf or somebody here give me his perspective on our game. I hope, Nelson, I do hope you do join us in Guild Ball. I understand that, you know, with the regulars, it's kind of hard because they're good guys, like they're good guys, but we're in a really strong meta, right? We have some of the top guys playing the game in our state. We actually do. We actually right now, Kevin and Nathan are the #1 and #2 player, Guild Ball player in our state. I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm technically 6th in the state. So I don't know if that just means like there's not enough of us playing it. Yeah, the regular guys are very seasoned. So I think, you know, what we need to do is, if you're gonna play regularly into that, I would say, you know, your best bet, and this is kind of the route that Aaron took, was he almost exclusively played me at first. Right? He almost exclusively played me, and I threw a bunch of different teams at him and different looks, and just to kind of get used to the standard practices for Guild Ball, right? How to gain momentum, how to get you know, how to win turn when you need it, how to score a takeout when you need it, how to keep your players alive, you know, how to make better decisions. That's where he started. He started playing me a lot, right? And I just kept throwing different teams at him until he got more comfortable and, you know, started playing the other guys. And the other part of it too is you know, you want to watch people play the team, whatever team you're interested in. You should like try to watch somebody else, like an experienced player team, right? So like if you're playing Hunters, then you probably want to watch how Nathan runs Hunters. If you're playing Engineers, you're going to want to watch how me or Kevin plays Engineers, so on and so forth, right? I will tell you too that I feel like Hunters probably not a good starting team. I would recommend for you, since you already have a Butchers team, that's a great starting team, that you should probably start with Butchers and really get used to playing that team, get used to playing your takeout game, and then and then at some point learn how to start putting your goals together. But yeah, Butchers would be ideal. Would be the best place to start, in my opinion. So you start with Butchers, play them for a few weeks, while you kind of get back into the game, you start to learn. Okay, and it'll feel like, because you're playing experienced players, it'll feel like they can shut down your most potent stuff. That's probably the most frustrating part about being a new player. It's like, for example, you look at Boar and you're like, man, Boar will just rip holes in people. Boar is so good, and we'll tell you like, oh man, you should always take Boar, right? Boar is fantastic. And then you take Boar against experienced players, and experienced players are like regularly playing around Boar. And that can get disheartening because it's like, well, shit, why did you tell me to take this guy when everybody knows how to play against, how to counter him? Well, you definitely you want to play with the idea that, okay, yeah, he's going to get countered, but there will be a point in a game, well, in just about any game that you play, there will be a point where you'll have an opportunity to really kind of let Boar loose. And that's where you'll start to see some of the genius behind Boar. The other thing it does is it makes you learn how to play your other players really well too, right? So you could play, so if you're playing, I'm just assuming like butchers, you might start with the first box. So ox, princess, boiler, brisket, and boar. So you may see, okay, boar's regularly getting shut down. You should, and then you're like, okay, well, I can put together good damage with, say, boiler in the absence of boar, and I have some goal potential in brisket. So you start to learn what brisket can do, start to learn what boiler can do, and then by the time boar is coming back, like by the time you start playing other people, maybe they're not as good at containing boar, then he'll come back into his own, and you'll be like, oh, that's why they told me to take boar, because you'll notice when people aren't playing containment on him, that you'll actually get to see what he's capable of, right? But yeah, butchers for sure would be a great team to start. Um, and then, I don't know what Jason would want to play, but we taught Jason like how to play some union. Okay, suddenly this is starting to look pretty cool. The shadows in there, pretty good actually. I'm gonna mix some of this umber in with the purple, kind of start to blend the whole thing together. Okay. But yeah, I've been kind of telling our guys, I'm like, look, we're all having fun here, but let's, we can still do competitive stuff, but we gotta have, and they all agree, like we gotta have some outreach, like we gotta get some new people into the game and kind of get them in that mode where they can start playing competitively. Not that they have to, but it's good. When you start playing a game like Guild Ball, you want to feel like you're playing well. That's what it is, right? Not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna beat all your dudes. Some people play for that. I feel like the people that play for that get really disappointed. For example, Nathan's roommate is like, you know how it is, like they're people that consider themselves highly intelligent, and they go, "Oh, I'm highly intelligent. I should be good at any game that I play." Right? You see that attitude a lot with gamers. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna be good at it, and they don't take advice. And like, oh no, I'm gonna. And there's kind of a pride, like I'm gonna figure this out myself. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it can be shitty if you don't, especially if you're not as bright as you think you are. You know what I mean? Uh, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna figure this out on my own, and then they just get wrecked, right? Well, this guy kind of does that, because he's like, oh, I'm highly intelligent, I should be good at everything, uh, and and so he shows up, he goes to the tournaments thinking, I'm gonna place or whatever, and he just gets wrecked hard. And it's like, dude, okay, you might be a bright guy, but playing Guild Ball is like playing any other kind of sport. Like you have to put your time in. You got to get your reps in. You got to get fast, like better at making decisions and faster and that kind of stuff. If you want to play super competitively, right? There are a lot of guys that go to our tournament that aren't expecting, like they just want to play 3 games against 3 different people. And like the last tournament, the one that I played in, that was my main expectation. Was I want to play well. Like I do dumb mistakes. I ended up making some dumb mistakes anyway. But the main win there is getting to play 3 games against 3 different opponents in a day. That's really where it was for me. And I still played well enough to place, but I'm just saying, like, and I know I don't have to explain this to you or to Jason or to anybody else that's like, we'll say humble, like not like this guy. This guy's a little full of himself. Like, uh, yeah, you're gonna play games. You're gonna play against more experienced players. More experienced players are they're just gonna beat you. Like 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna beat you. And but each game, like each time you play, you should be learning something new, right? You should be, oh, okay. So next game, I got to figure out how to keep those charge lanes clear for Boar. Next game, I got to figure out how to that I should be passing the ball around. If I want a goal, I should be making 2 passes before throwing Brisket up there and trying to kick a goal. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. We can verbalize all that stuff to you, but you learn by kind of being out there playing it and then seeing, okay, yeah, that's what I really need to do. Man, I don't know how. I mean, he does look cool, I guess. He's getting there. He's looking cool, I think. He's looking more visceral than the box art. But I'm liking him. But yeah, what I'm thinking about doing is, and don't quote me on this, but one of the things I did, like back when I was running Malifaux, and Malifaux is a super complicated game for new people. So what I did was I designed this. It's a 1-day achievement league, right? You play and you play 3 games in a 1-day achievement league, and you get this sheet of paper, basically, that's a list of achievements, things that you have to try to achieve that day, right? So, for example, play in a 3 versus 3 game, right? Play a short game would be one of those, and you get an achievement point for doing that. Score a snapshot goal would be an achievement. Perform a takeout and then score a goal. That's another achievement. Play a game without ever winning initiative. That's an achievement. Play a game where you've won initiative in every round. So what the way I had it designed before is you have these different achievements, and they're designed to kind of teach you stuff in the game, right? You don't learn learning how to win a game of Guild Ball is really about learning how to do a bunch of smaller stuff and string all that smaller stuff together in a winning game plan. Okay? Case in point, right? Every turn of Guild Ball, you should have an objective. Every turn of the game, you should have an objective, whether you're kicking or receiving or whatever. And during the planning phase for that turn, when you're putting out all your influence, that's really where your planning is going to come in. So, for example, my first game, I'll just take the most recent games I played. So the game against Blade Wolf, right? My first turn goal was to try to get a goal on the first turn, and then win the momentum race so that I get first turn on initiative on the second turn, right? And so how do you do that, right? So you're trying to get these mini goals. So how do you get the first turn shot on goal? Well, you got to have your goal pressure. So that affects who you decide to kick. Sorry, who you decide to kick with, and then also how much influence you put on the people, right? So on the first turn, for example, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to try to get a goal run in with Salvo. So I'm going to give 4 to Salvo, and he's going to be the guy kicking. I'm also going to try to win the momentum race, and the best person, the person most capable of racking up tons of momentum is Pin Vice. So I need to put a full clip on Pin Vice, right? And then there are smaller goals, right? I need to have extra damage on Pin Vice, so that means I have to put 1 on Ratchet, and then I need to have Locust in position to threaten the next turn. So I need to put 1 on Locust to be able to sprint him up. So there's all these like mini decisions. There's all these like mini goals that you're trying to achieve and that you set for yourself on the first turn so that you can do, and the way I look at it, if you string enough of those together and accomplish them, you'll win a game. If you keep getting all these mini objectives that you set for yourself, and you set the right ones, you just keep setting them, you should win a game. You should win, and that's kind of how I learned every single team I've ever learned in Guild Ball was, figure out, okay, I have to figure out who are the personnel, who are the people on my team that I want, what do they do, how do I set them up, and specifically, and I tell people this too, what you're really working on when you get a new team is you're trying to work on your first and your second turn routines. Right? I have a kicking routine with my Alchemist. I have a receiving routine with my Alchemist. I have a kicking routine with my engineers. I have a receiving routine with my engineers. And that's one of the first things that you want to start to put together. But your routines are based on, and the success of your routines are all based on getting all of these miniature objectives to happen, right? Win the momentum race, get a free charge, knock down this player, pull off your heroic play. That's what you're trying to do. That's all Guild Ball really is when it comes down to it, is you're trying to set all these smaller goals that you will try to achieve during your game. And that's really going to determine how successful you are. So that's possibly I'm going to have to sit down and structure that, and I'll share it with our group so we can look it over. Say, is it fair? Is it not fair? You know, this is gonna be the type of event um, that we should that should see a mix of casual players and experienced players, because experienced players are still going to want to play because they're going to be still essentially playing a tournament, right? And what this does is this gives the people that aren't say that are playing in that same tournament, they're still playing in those brackets, but their objectives are different. They're trying to learn. So we give them this to kind of, they have this sheet that they can play off of and learn. And the cool thing about that is that, let's say, and I know that this is true of our meta. Let's say you run into Kevin or Nathan or somebody in the first round and you're like, "Oh shit. I have to play this really, really good experienced player in the first round." Well, what they'll most likely do is they're going to make sure that they win the game because that's what they do. They're going to make sure that they win the game, but they're also going to try to help you get your achievements. So if you're like, man, you know, if you just say, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to get this snapshot. How do I do a snapshot? Right? How do I plan a snapshot?" Um, any of them would be more than happy, I think, to help walk you through that and can show you how to set up a snapshot. Who should be the target for the snapshot? What things do you need to do before you actually take the snapshot to, help ensure it's successful? And that's the kind of thing that I think, you know, the veteran players will be like, yeah, I'm going to win the game, but I'm going to help you get that snapshot. Right? I'm going to help you get a 6 point activation, or I'm going to help you make the better decisions on um, when to take the initiative for the turn, when not to, that kind of stuff. That's the main idea. Like I said, I did this for Malifaux, and it worked fantastically well, right? The experienced players, the competitive players were on board because they're like, hey, we get new players, and I get to help teach these new players do cool stuff, pull off big plays. Um, I get to teach them, and I get to teach them a little bit about the the crew I'm running, or in this case, it'd be, I get to teach people about my guild, why I play that guild. What are my favorite things about it? What are my least favorite things about it? Stuff like that. So that's the idea. We can get. I'm pretty sure I should be able to wrangle up some separate prize support. So I'll do prize support for the achievement league, and then prize support for like the regular tournament, and it'll be a way to integrate both different types of player bases into a single event where everybody's there to have fun, and you can play it casual, you can play it competitive, and it should be a good time. Man, I know you guys aren't seeing much because everything is like out of frame here. Is there anything else I need to do to this guy? I mean, he's looking pretty good. He's pretty well done, right? I just need to seal him up. I suppose I could do. You know what I can do is I can do. I can do a little bit of highlights there over the brow and that kind of stuff. Where did that color go though? That light blue gray that I use. Actually, you know what I should actually dry brush with this color. Let's do that. Okay, dry brush. Okay. Oh, I did buy some additional dry brushes. Right? These are like shitty makeup brushes. They're great. It's like every time I go to the dollar store, yeah, I need another one. Right? Okay. And we're gonna just it's almost too busy. Right? Well, yeah. But the cool thing about Guild Ball that even like experienced players are learning something every game, right? There's all like Cody was playing Alchemist today on the table next to me, and even just kind of watching how he approaches the same set of models that I play I'm learning something. And then I'm also able to tell him stuff too, like, hey, don't forget when you do this, you can do this, right? Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to allocate here or do something like that. It's all good. Okay. Pretty happy with that overall. A lot of texture on this dragon. Very fun paint though. Very fun. All right. Let's seal them up. Call it a day. I think that's fair. I should try to get to bed at a reasonable hour tonight anyway. So we'll seal up this dragon. You're going to be around Thursday, Nelson? See if we can. I'm going to try to get in some games Thursday night, as per usual. Let's get this guy sealed up, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what the other dragons look like. So this is I'm painting 4 of these dragons. So this is the first of 4. This is the first of 4, and this one has the weirdest color scheme, which is why I was like, me. Yeah, maybe, dude. If you want, bring your you can bring your butchers, or even if you don't bring your stuff, I have plenty of teams you can try out. Union might be another interesting one too. We'll seal this bad boy up. Very difficult to paint a model with no base. Whoa. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry. And yeah, let me show you guys the other dragons. I think the other dragons are actually way cooler than this one. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move him. Move him off to the side for now. Ah. Okay. So the other dragons you have like a poison dragon, which is kind of cool. He's like an all green dragon. He's got like plate armor on, which is interesting, and he's poison dragon, so he's very green. He looks like almost entirely green. I may vary that slightly just to get a little more interest on him, because it does look like he's wearing. It looks like he's wearing a suit of armor. Why is that not? That's weird. A really terrible mold line right there too. So he's probably the one I'm going to paint next. Then there's this frost dragon, so a very big dragon, which is also super cool. So mostly blue, obviously. I'm going to make this like a white here, and then most of him he'll look like this. Will look like ice. The whole thing should look like ice, actually. So it's pretty cool. It's a great looking miniature. Great looking miniature here. That's a cool dragon, right? And then finally, we got this is the fire dragon, and it's more like an Asian style dragon, which I absolutely love. There's no wings on it, and no hind legs, just arms on this dragon. So very Asian themed dragon. This one is my favorite one. I think this is the nicest looking one. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun painting this to be like look like flame. So that's gonna look really cool. So yeah, that's gonna be the rest of this this project here. So here's this guy again. You know, he looks very organic now. He doesn't look just strange and purple. He looks like kind of a little more purple, a little more realistic, actually. So, right. So with that, we're going to call the feed to a close. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.